What up, what up, what up? Good morning, good morning. You guys already know who this is. JP with P&P, dropping some seeds, dropping some knowledge to help you guys grow your business. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, fantastic week, fantastic month, and more importantly, fantastic year. We're already at the end, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost there. And I hope you are hitting your goals. More than ever, it's important. Why? Well, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. A lot of things, right? You got politics, you got wars, you got, market shifts, wealth of power, all this other stuff that's going on around the world. And I don't know how, honestly, I don't know how next year's going to look for us. And that goes just for obviously in our world, the real estate agents, right? But just the average business owner, because if you're a real estate agent, you are a business owner, believe it or not. So, couple things, right, that I would make a suggestion that I would recommend with urgency is you start stacking up those chips. Start stacking up those chips. I've gone through this situation in the past, right? 2007. I remember. I've shared the story, a few times, but I always like to use it as reminders because when you've been there, you've done that, you have more of an eye for it, right? If that makes any sense, right? You have more of an eye for it where you can see it almost coming because it's happened before. And 2007, everybody was fine and dandy, right? The market was doing great. We were closing deals. Everybody was happy. Everybody was making money. Everybody was spending money, more importantly. And suddenly, from one day to another, boom. It wasn't a, market slowing down, at least not for me at that time. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't doing any research. Why should I? Because I was making bank. I was making a lot of money. But I should have been paying attention. Because when that market shifted, I was under the impression, well, the government's going to bail us out, right? The government's not going to let this happen, and wada. And guess what? Politicians, everything else involved, everybody tucked their tail, went and hit them. And I don't blame them because there's not much they can do, right? They're just pawns. All the politicians are just pawns. I believe there's a greater power than the government. There's people that actually move this world. People with a lot of money that we couldn't even comprehend. One example, yesterday I was checking out a podcast. A gentleman was explaining that he was in Monaco and he had never seen so many rich, not even rich, wealthy. It's different between being rich and wealthy. But one of the things he pointed out was he was working out with two guys, and one of the guys said he owned a boat, and said, come on to the boat, whatever. Now, this guy was thinking it was, your average yacht. No, this guy had a mega yacht, a $300 million yacht. And this guy's a millionaire himself. He says, I was intimidated, which is crazy. Like I said, there's just so much more money out there that we couldn't even comprehend. We could just never understand it. Right? I call that old money. People grow into that money, are born into that money, I'm sorry. Nonetheless, the moral of my story is right now more than ever, you should be having investments, stack up those chips. 2007, for me, I was stacking up chips. I had about, remember if it was $250,000 saved. I ran through that money like nobody's business when the market crashed. I mean, I think it was 12 months later. One of the big reasons we had invested money in our gym, we own an MMA gym, mixed martial arts gym, and I invested like $100,000. My brother Ricardo invested the same amount, and we were left with $150,000. Those $150,000, my expenses, my mortgage payment was $4,000 in itself. I was $50,000 a year, so there goes $100,000. Right now I'm down to $100,000. Still living the expensive life that I was living before, buying expensive shoes, buying expensive ties, buying expensive suits, expensive dinners. In a year, I was done, broke. Had a short sale my house, all that stuff. I don't tell you guys, and I always say this, right? I don't tell you guys this stuff, so that you guys can feel sorry for me. With all due respect, I don't care about your feelings, right? Towards me, at least, right? And you shouldn't either. You should not be caring about anybody, caring about, what they think about you. That's your personal opinion, nobody else's opinion. But I say that more to inspire you guys, to get you ready, because I think that if I would have had a coach or a mentor, somebody to give me a heads up and tell me, hey, just a little push, a little advice here and there, I think things would have been a lot more different for me. It was bad. It was the worst time of my life, especially as a man and as the caretaker of the household. The worst time of my life. The worst. If you were there, you comprehend. If you weren't there, you wouldn't comprehend. It was bad. It was bad. So, invest your money, have rentals, have residual income coming, because you and I, as a real estate agent and as a broker, we don't have unemployment. We don't have that. Your unemployment is your real estate. Your unemployment hopefully is not your bank account, because that's not a good sign. Save money makes no money for you. Makes a lot of money for the bank, but no money for you. Always remember that. It's a hard lesson to learn, and I hope you don't have to learn it the way I did. But I would say right now, more than ever, I don't know, this situation that's going around the world right now, right? Doesn't look good. I hope it changes, right? For the sake of everyone. But we're nobodies. We're little ants. We're the little soldiers. We're nobodies in this world. So watch out for yourself. Look out for yourself. Don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention to anyone else, unless they're giving you advice of stack up those chips. Make sure you have some investments for those rainy days. And be very cautious where you're spending your money at, or even investing your money, because it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. And the way things are looking right now, they're not looking good. They're not looking good. It's almost like deja vu from 2007. And I don't think it's going to be that bad. But then again, I don't know. All I know is that I see caution signs everywhere. Caution signs everywhere. So keep an eye on it. Stay alert. Stay awake. Stay busy. Keep working. Do not stop. We have still 60 days, 61, 62 days to the end of the year. Still time to make some commission checks, make some money. Get out there and help some families. Help them what they're trying to accomplish. They'll help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And it's a win-win situation. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys today. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay productive. No bullshit. Peace.